Hello and welcome to another episode of Fulham Chronicles. Hello, Melinda.
Hi, Zara.
It's so weird every time I say this. It feels like it's on repeat, but also it's not. So let's try and talk about our lovely subject. What is the subject that we're going to talk today about?
Oh my gosh, can we mention the C word?
Please. Well, that's why I made it so awkward to start with, guys, because the C word.
It's coming like a fast train.
Oh, this is so funny.
Any nice plans?
Well, I think where we are at the moment is where we want to spend Christmas. So we are fighting to make that possible. Of not going and visit family and everything, but we shall see.
Protect your Christmas.
Yep.
Who have we got today?
Hello, Rain.
Hello.
So we've got Rain here today, and I've met Rain around 5 years ago, which is saying.
That's crazy.
Through my old business. And, you know, she was one of my lovely loyal customers. And
Best chai.
yeah, well, oh yes, every time I saw her, I was one of those people, you know, seeing the person and then just delivering. But I didn't want one of those, I want bread. I was like, you're going to have your chai. No, yeah. So, yes, I've met Rain over there. And then I've learned what she does, besides of being an awesome mum, for a living. So yeah, tell us more about you. How did it happen that you've landed from America, Irish husband?
Oh my gosh, how much time do we have?
Bring the wine.
It's a story. So the quick version is I am from America. I'm from the state of Oregon. I moved to California, to Los Angeles right after. Oh no, actually I lived in Mexico for a year. And then after,
wow.
I lived there for a year.
Do you like margaritas?
Oh my gosh, margaritas. I love it all.
We all do.
See? I could tell you a whole thing about all the good Mexican places here in Fulham.
I cannot wait to hearing all about it.
And coming from a pro, you know, no, not a pro, an expert, right? Because I used to live there, so I'll tell you where the good tacos are. No, I used to live so I moved to California after I got back from Mexico, like right after I graduated high school. And then I went to college there. I studied broadcast journalism, then got into television.
So you are more expert than we are with cameras.
I'm gonna date myself.
The star is coming. We need
I'm
to
going to date myself. That was over 20 years ago. So was it 20 years ago? Yeah, probably. So anyways, lived there, worked there in Los Angeles, and that's where I met my darling husband. He was over on holiday. I was at a bachelorette party in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we
This
hit
is
it
something
off.
I didn't know.
We hit it off. It was that Irish accent. Oh, so good, so good. And he was super funny. So yeah, we did back and forth for a while, and then we decided to move to Ireland. And then I decided Ireland wasn't for me, America wasn't for him, and we decided London was the best sort of mix of both kind of cultures and lifestyles, and so we came over here.
Was it Fulham the first ever place you came? Or what's the journey?
You're not going to believe this, we decided to move a month before we were getting married in Ireland.
Oh my gosh.
We packed up 2 suitcases and came over.
Just married.
Yeah, just married and stayed in Airbnb for a while. So basically we were looking in different places in London, and he had a bunch of friends from college that lived in Fulham. And so we came here and I checked it out, and there was some good charity shops, and I was like, ooh, and there was a Whole Foods. I was like, I feel at home. There was a spin cycle place. Not that I spin, you know, who am I? But yeah, we did that. So I just fell in love with Fulham. And
How many years ago was that?
well, it's almost by so I should know, right? Because it's right before my wedding, and our wedding, I think 9 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2015. So yeah. 9 years last month.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, happy 9 years anniversary and marriage anniversary, of
thank you,
course.
thank you. Oh,
but
my
let's not
gosh.
forget what we're here today for.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Happy Fulham anniversary.
Yes,
Yes.
Fulham anniversary. I love it. I absolutely love Fulham. The second I came here, like it felt like home. I know that's so cheesy, but like coming from LA and then moving to Dublin, I just felt this real disconnect of the lifestyle and well, the weather didn't help. People were like, why did you move? I was like, I was really in love. Not that I'm not anymore. I was really in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just loved it. It had a good mix. A lot of foreign, a lot of people
I agree.
from
There's
different
nothing
places.
not to love about Fulham.
It's just,
Yeah.
and my family asks me, what do you love about it? I was like, I can't even explain it, Like it's a good combo of everything. And everybody just feel, because when I went to Mexico, it was through a Rotary exchange program. So I lived with different host families, but I met like people from all over the world, other kids in that same area. And I loved like the idea of like an international kind of group of friends. And that's what I've curated here in Fulham, because how can you not? Because it's just such a cool mix.
It is such a cool mix. This is what I always said. If you want any recommendation of anything and everywhere, there is somebody that comes from that part of the world to guide you through. Or if you're going on holiday.
Yeah.
Aren't we lucky?
So you said charity shops.
Yes.
So explain a little bit. Sort of, you're a pre-loved enthusiast.
I mean, that's an understatement of the year. Enthusiast. I'm obsessed. I've always been obsessed.
She is obsessed. I've never, ever in my entire existence, and I have grandmothers, I've never, I have never seen anyone that's so excited when she talks about a piece of clothing. I remember the first ever time I popped into one of your pop-ups that you're doing with your friend Stefania.
Yes.
That's amazing. You can do this with that. And now, over her, like she's so good with it. So talk us through why, as Melinda's asked.
Why well, I'm obsessed with it as long as I can remember. Even when I lived in LA, like that was my favorite thing to do, is grab a Starbucks on a Saturday morning, go grab a nice coffee from
Is it
Starbucks.
big in America?
It's really big. Yeah. And even, 20 plus years ago, it's been big. And even like garage sales or estate sales is a big thing, or flea markets, swap meets. And even in so I'd go to like the nice areas of like LA where I was living, and just go to the garage sales or the estate sales there, and even the charity shops along there, and just find like the coolest stuff. So that was like my Saturday day, is like get a nice coffee and then drive around and find all these treasures.
And from there, the biggie of the entire shebang, now Fulham. What is your favorite area to shop?
Oh, you want me to give away my secrets?
No. We don't want to know exactly where, but are there nice places where we can go in?
Oh, okay. So Fulham Road is amazing. I always say, like, when I have family come and visit, I bring them to the charity shops along Fulham Road, because they're so curated. They're very they're well done. There's a lot of like Trinity Hospice is just like,
that's incredible.
It's stunning. It's not. I mean, you could take people in there and they wouldn't think it was a charity shop. Like, it's beautiful. So that's where I take like my family members, like my Irish sister-in-laws that like could not 5 years ago would not step foot in a charity shop. Now I can bring them in there and they'll like that. So Fulham Road has some great ones.
Yeah.
North End Road has some good ones.
Give me the look.
New Kings Road, Farah on New Kings Road has a really good one. If you go further afield, there's some good ones in Earl's Court, and that's my hot tip right there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just take them all over.
Yes. Notting Hill has some great ones, but like I like to keep it local.
That's very good. Shop local.
Yes, shop local.
We know now that. How did we end up here?
Yes.
Now, you've managed a charity shop, am I correct to say?
So one of the ones on Fulham Road is called Mind. So when I first moved over here, I was waiting for my visa to get like approved or sorted or whatever, so I had to, I couldn't work. And so I volunteered at a charity shop. So I volunteered at Mind. And it was just like, talk about community, like that place saved me. The community at that place, like I loved it. Even when I wasn't, because I'd only do like 2 days a week or something like that. So whenever I wasn't, I'd just go in there and check in on everybody, see how everybody was doing, have a cup of tea, look at, and here I am like sorting through all these bags of clothes. Like it was so much fun as like a charity shop enthusiast to like go look through all the stuff.
That was your idea of heaven.
Oh, it was. And my husband's like, what are you doing? I was like, I love it. It's so amazing. So it just so happened that a position came up, and I was still trying to get back into television here in London. So I was still trying to apply, and because my visa came through, and trying to get back into it, but I'd kind of been out of it for like 5 years. So I was just sort of waiting. And during that time while I was volunteering, I got to know the regional manager, and a position came up basically in the charity shop, a manager position. He said, can you do it? Please, we don't have anybody else. And I was like, okay. So I just managed it. It was actually really fun.
Well, this is the description and the idea of passion. When you give up something that, it could have, brought you more in front of these lovely cameras to your passion. It's, I think is amazing.
My grandmother said that if you have a passion about something, you think everybody else feels the same.
Very true.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's true because, I love it so much, and I think everybody's shopping secondhand. And I have to remember that the majority of people aren't. You know, I mean, it's changing now. But when I moved here 9 years ago, it
It's
was
cool
very
now.
different. Yeah,
with
it's
all
cool
the
now.
celebs doing it. but-
Definitely, which I love. You know, I'll always champion that. And the thing is there's people say, oh, but it's not fair because people are taking it away from the charity shops, and you know, because everybody's in there now. And I'm telling you, the charity shops there's so much clothes being donated. You know, I saw it firsthand. There's so much stuff. So please, just never use that as an excuse for not going in and shopping.
I'm going to go in a charity shop after we finish this podcast. Now you feel
So
like...
am I.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got to pick up my daughter.
Right, so now let's talk about something that's super, you know, is going to get us all entertained. Fashion. So what is the go for you? Have you got like a mix of, obviously you like sporty, casual,
Yeah, that's my style.
yeah, bougie, I don't know. I mean, what do you like? What is Rain?
Yes, my style, I'd say, is like chill, modern, you know, relaxed, a bit of classic, a bit of preppy, but always keep it kind of chilled and relaxed. That's why I love, I don't know, can they see what I'm wearing right now?
Oh, this,
Yes.
can you stand up, please?
Oh my
can
gosh,
you somehow?
okay. Ooh. So what I'm
Love the
wearing right
colours.
now.
I absolutely love it. And do you know what? I think this is one coat that will never die. It will, you know, it will be
No.
like it will be your daughters and they're your
Yeah,
daughters'
I mean,
daughters,
it's-
and you know, it's just
It's vintage Escada. So I mean, it's like, I mean, it's just made. I mean, it's really thick. Feel it.
It's made so beautifully.
Yeah, I'm
and
semi.
the stitches. Look, have you seen? Can you see the little like how? What's the pink called? Neon.
Oh yeah, I
Blue
mean,
with-
it's a bit of neon.
Yeah,
I'd say
it's
it's from like
lovely.
the 80s. I think 80s or 90s or something. Yeah, found it in a
Beautiful.
charity shop on Fulham Road.
There you go.
And it's just been my like prized possession. I love it. I will never
Right.
sell it.
So me and Melinda
Yes.
are going crazy, and we are
Yes.
gifting each other a lovely experience of shopping.
Ooh.
So this is a lovely, you know, we are imagining now things. We
Okay.
don't have time for that, Melinda. But let's for this, you know, particular moment, just be here in you know, in this room and close, shut it all off.
Yes.
So I would love you to give me an example of what would you tell me to wear if I would come to you. Like
So-
what? Because you do a bit of styling,
Well,
right?
what I do is it's more than styling. What I like to do is it's called the pre-loved edit.
Well, yes.
And
That's what I wanted to get.
and I want to make shopping secondhand fun for you. I want to make it
So how do we do it?
and I want to make it easy for you. So what we do is you come to me, we can do it online, we can talk in person, I can come to your house. And what we do is we figure out what you're looking for. Are you starting a new job? Do you need like a new work outfit? Are you a new mom, but you sort of don't feel like yourself anymore and you want to feel like cool again or whatever? You know, like what are you looking for? You want blazers? Do you want a bunch of jumpers? Do you want stuff for holiday? So we put like a list together of what you're looking for. We figure out your size, all of that. And then what I do is I go out and shop for you.
Oh, wow.
So I go out and I create this.
Talking about
collection.
time.
Yeah. So I
We don't
create
even need to do
You
anything.
don't have to do anything. Then you can
Wow,
just sit
that's
back.
amazing.
And I go out and shop for you and I curate this kind of collection just specifically for you. And you tell me the budget. Do you want like, you know, set the tone? How much are you looking to spend? This and that. And then once I have your collection ready for you, it's usually like 2 weeks. Depends on how much you're looking for. 2 weeks usually. And then I'll bring it to your house if you're local.
Oh,
if
wow.
you're further afar, then I'll post it to you. But if you're in Fulham, let me bring it to your house. We set it up. I'll bring a rail if you'd like. If not, we'll just set it up.
Oh,
in
so it's
your
like an
living room.
entire experience.
Yeah, it's
And get-
fun.
Oh, that's
and then
amazing.
and then you can just try things on, see what fits you, see what works.
I don't know
for
why
you.
I'm thinking now about like the trail there with like amazing pieces that, you know, Rain just discovered for me and a glass
Yes.
of champagne. You know, like
Yes.
when you're getting your wedding dress.
Yes, you've got like your mother.
It's vintage too, Zara. The
It's yes to
champagne.
that pre-love.
Yes. I'll have that. I won't have that. Nothing. So you pick what you want. and
Can you
then-
also do it for a specific thing? So say, for example, if you're looking to, there's an occasion or a party, or could someone come to you and say,
Exactly.
I'm going to this event,
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to buy
want
new,
this.
or I want something. blah,
want
blah.
something specific,
the
and then
brief.
I will go out and I'll source it for you. I'll find it for you. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Also, with all of these, you know, beautiful pieces that you bring at a table, would we make it sustainable in a way that that jumper that you would have, you know, shown me with this beautiful skirt, would that jumper be, you know, able to be used in like casual settings, or so would you show me how to not overly buy?
I love.
How do you call that?
I love it when when a piece can work many different ways.
Yes.
That's like my favorite. So if you like right now I have this tee. Can I take this off? Is that okay?
I think you were dying to do that because it's quite hot.
I showed this Scott. Now she can rest here. She's had her moment.
You've done well.
She's had her moment in the spotlight. So this tee is like the most amazing, again, secondhand. Like if you ever see, I'm only wearing secondhand pre-loved clothing. I don't
practice what you preach.
I cannot remember the last time I, went somewhere and bought something new. I mean that. It's crazy. Brilliant. So this is it's a Club Monaco t-shirt, but it's just the way it's like it can go casual, it can go like you can wear it with a beautiful like blazer and
it's just the black t-shirt.
It's just a black t-shirt.
Did you hear how she's talking? This is why, when you firstly told me about something, it feels like she just brought the world to you.
And it's just black t-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
you're right.
But there are black t-shirts and there are black t-shirts.
Exactly.
I love that. That's how we should call this episode.
Yes. Even like this black t-shirt, like how you're doing with the black on the black. I love that. Just like mixing it up or whatever. Didn't you say that was pre-loved?
It is.
Well, we both are wearing pre-loved things for the occasion.
Makes me so
we couldn't be in the same room with you.
Trust me, no judgment. I'm not like one of those like, how dare you go into Zara and buy something new?
Yeah.
There was something that actually I read about really recently, which was saying actually the only way to look really modern nowadays is actually to wear vintage or pre-loved. I thought that was really interesting because it does give you a unique look.
Exactly.
Because you're not buying into the fashion of the trends of the moment. And I do think that's one of the things that we in the UK, particularly in London, have always been quite good at. We don't necessarily buy into a look.
No, London has the best style.
But you know what? Clear. I think exactly, to continue what Melinda said, London has always had its look. Yeah, the London look. But no, it did. Like they're classy and then, you get a little...
But cool and funky at the same time.
Yeah. It's got that je ne sais quoi. I don't know. It's beautiful. And obviously all the celebs, most of the celebs come from here. If they're not American, they're from the UK. So I think that set a trend, from like 60s, 70s. And, classy. You think classy, you think London, you think UK.
And right? The amazing designers that came out of London, like McQueen, Vivienne Westwood. If you've watched that Vogue, there's a documentary on Vogue, and it really centers around like in London when all the designers were kind of making their name for it. It's amazing. It gives me chills when I think about it.
So
watch it.
Talking about that, what is your favorite British designer?
Probably Alexander McQueen. Yeah.
What about you, Melinda? This is your world. Not fashion as such, but you know what I mean, as in.
It's difficult because I used to work in fashion PR.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it. I tried to this is a bit of you, Melinda. Give her the devil eye.
You've been holding out on me.
Yeah. I know.
Well, actually, you're here to be tested.
Okay.
No, you're not. No.
I'm like, we're going to get a coffee.
No. Yeah, London Fashion Week.
A good coffee.
For Lynn Frank's PR, who was the inspiration for Avfav Adina. So, yeah. So I was in the office when the first episode came out, so that was quite a moment.
Well, this is something I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Darling, pretty darling. But we chat about it when we get out.
It's difficult, it's difficult because I think also that's always been difficult for me to actually go and buy clothes because I was really lucky because you get to meet some of the designers and Pierce Fionder, I think they're not around anymore, but I used to wear a lot of their pieces because they were so beautifully cut and I knew them very well and I had other friends who designed. So, yeah, and I've always loved vintage and so it was difficult for me to go into a shop and go, part, of course, part with the cash, but I'd do it in another way to support somebody or to find something. Like shopping in charities is just the best. But it's the same. I have family as well. They'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's still a big, as much as the wall's been breaking down, there's still a big stigma.
And
like you, I agree. Like I'm not saying don't shop new.
Yeah.
But if you do want to shop these amazing designers, but really save up and make like a conscious decision to buy like one amazing coat or something like, just something that's made amazingly well. Because you can tell when I'm going through the racks of the charity shop, you can just feel it.
The quality.
The quality. Instantly.
Let's talk about that. That's one of the things that I've always believed. Yes, okay, we should all, shop vintage because firstly, like everything, I feel like I'm talking like my mother. Back in the day, everything was so much better, Zara.
It's
And
so
the
much better
world was
made.
so
It
much
was
better.
much better made.
Yeah, so that's a
Clothing is
very,
not as well
you
made
know,
nowadays.
I mean, if something's British made, that's the first kind of.
what are you looking in a piece of?
You can
like
just tell by the
curating?
weight. I mean, I'm no expert, but like just from doing it forever, I can tell just by the weight of it. If I always shop in the men's section, that's another tip.
That's a good tip.
Because it's all the blazers, everything's cut better. Even like the trousers, like the vintage Levi's and stuff like that. Even the jumpers, they're just sort of, you can find some really good stuff in the men's section. But just the feel, if it's proper cashmere, if you can check it, and if it's like, what is it, like wool, acrylic, if you can, some of the jumpers, I mean, if they're wool, if it's cashmere, it just feels so much better. Yeah.
So what tips would you give, I don't know, people who are just starting out and going to a charity shop? What would be your top 3 tips?
Well,
that's a good one.
People,
Because I might go to Anna. So.
some people say to just go in there with an open mind and kind of the pieces will talk to you. I'm of the opposite camp.
Oh, okay, interesting.
The black shape.
So I need that black shirt. No, I like to have like a list. Maybe it's me. I'm manifesting it or whatever. But if I just have like a list, okay. Like recently, I've been looking for. I want to do like a lot of like turtleneck, roll necks or whatever. And I went into I love them. And
Melinda.
I love them. They're so chic, Like I was gonna wear one today, but then I thought it'd probably be too hot, so I decided against it. But yeah. So I went into a shop and I found like a beautiful COS one, and I found like an amazing like Italian cashmere one. So I feel like, because I'll get very distracted, so I really have to focus, because you can if it's not like beautifully curated, the charity shop, it can be a bit overwhelming.
Yes.
So I really go to a certain area. If you're looking for a dress, go to the dress section. Have what you're looking for in mind. And I'm there all the time too. That's another tip.
That would be brilliant. Now, every single time you go around, or all those beautiful shops that you've mentioned, you can be, "Hi, Rain."
I know. I know them all. Oh, hey, how are you? Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what this episode is all about. Hopefully, we're going to have more people coming to you.
Yes, I hope so.
So it's. I know you're an open person and you will always, like give advice to people. Yeah. But I think people are a bit more adamant of, what should I expect from this service?
Yes.
Because
sorry to interrupt you, but it's also affordable, right?
Yes,
like,
I mean, the shopping fee is £25.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, I don't want it to make it so unattainable that nobody wants. Like, I want everybody to shop secondhand. So I want to try to make it affordable.
I think this is a very important aspect of it, making it affordable, because now you told people how would a day like you look like, and I think it's. I think, but divine. If he happens, bring the champagne, darling.
Yes.
A vintage one. Make sure. But, making it affordable is what's going to bring people to you. Yeah. I think vintage is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
But
I don't mention that. I'm like, well, don't say the V word around me, because like, I'm like such a granny. I'm like, back in my day, we used to sell on eBay, and now it's like vintage. And it has sort of, it's a double-edged sword, because it has sort of changed my business and my because a lot of people are now selling more on Vinted.
Are you selling on Vinted your pieces?
So I finally have started doing it. So Vinted, I mean, it's because everybody's kind of selling their wardrobe. So it's like it's definitely a seller's market. Vinted is. However, a lot more people it's exposing secondhand to a lot more people that normally wouldn't have shopped secondhand. So there's more of a there's more buyers out there because of it. So I was thinking, like, when it first came out, I was like, oh, just wait, it'll blow over. This was like 3 years ago. It hasn't blown over. And I think more savvy people have come to it to want, and I get it. And I think it's great, that they want that more people, it's exposing more people to secondhand and how easy it is to shop. So I love it. But if you want something more like special and you don't want to troll through because sometimes they don't arrive. I've had some issues with like deliveries. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes you get it and it's not what it was said on there. So if you want a more like curated, special kind of fun shopping experience, yeah.
Well, you can't beat going in, as you say, touching something.
Oh, yes. And putting it on. And I mean,
it's all about the experience.
It's all about so that's
it comes with it. It comes with a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
that's
happens
I do.
though if somebody comes to you and say, like you said, you curated it, and then they go, yes, I'll take this, and no, I won't. Does it then go back? Do you take it back, or do you?
No, I would never return to a charity shop.
Oh,
I will
okay.
keep it, and then I will, because I do pop-ups with my
So you'll
friend
keep it
Stefania.
because you found it and you think there's something special about it. So you want to keep
I know
it.
all the pieces that if I'll
Yeah.
keep them because I know would never buy something for someone that I wouldn't kind of like keep to sell myself or something like that.
Okay.
These are all great pieces, so I would keep it and then put it in my pop-up because sometimes my friend Stefania and I do these pop-ups.
Is it any
you had
pop-ups?
one you had one in Fulham Road.
We
And they
did
had
one
one
at
last week.
Yeah.
it was-
We just
yeah,
had
they-
like a private one at So
Oh, wow. Okay, should we talk about it? What's hot at the moment? Beside of us here.
Oh yes. I love the '90s trend right now. The very like Carolyn Bassett.
Those are
Kennedy.
my years, baby.
Like very classic, plain black tee, some cool wide leg trousers or jeans or something like that, some vintage Levi's, just keeping it simple and classic. But then equally, London really loves to like funk it up, like that's not my vibe. It makes me nervous.
What
but,
does funked it up means for you?
Color.
So, okay.
Color, pattern, mixing things that you wouldn't think go together. Well, didn't Love Island do a
Do they?
Yeah, Love Island. Like a few seasons ago, they partnered with eBay.
Yeah, they still do.
Do
Oh,
they still
do they?
as well? Yeah.
So they have a whole section that goes into the villa.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
about that.
And they also talk about it. It was actually Love Island podcast was recorded here.
It was, yeah.
So they actually talk about that sort of beginning of the episodes and saying what somebody wore, and that was worn back in season 6 by
Yeah,
blah,
so the
blah, blah.
yeah. I mean, there's so much now.
They are.
There is so
Yeah.
much.
So, which I love. People are like, "Oh, it's competition for you." I'm like, "No, there's so much space for all of us that are doing like this." I love that more people are selling secondhand and buying secondhand and pre-loved. So
I remember when I had the conversation with a friend of mine that does like branding and stuff, and she used to work for like big brands, that there is this island where all the textile of, all the clothes are good. I thought is too much of wine, but I actually Googled it and I was shocked.
yeah.
I think if those images will be everywhere, people be more self-aware. Yet, would you do that when you have all of these fast fashion shops open, and they need to survive as well, rent and everything else? But yeah, as you said, I think there is space for
The tide
everyone.
is turning. I feel. I feel like the tide is turning. Go pre-loved. I feel like.
What is
that was like
what
a
is like
proper
what
tune.
you said before, like your family might not necessarily have gone into that
No.
shop. You would have been dragging them with you, but now they know they've experienced it. They've
Exactly.
got some beautiful pieces and they're down with it.
Exactly.
now.
Like I did. I mean, I tried to do this in Dublin when I lived in Dublin 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And there was no market for it at all. And now,
interesting.
like now people are like in Ireland, like really into it. And like my sister-in-law loves me to shop for her over here. So yeah, let me shop for you.
Yeah.
And then come to our next pop-up.
Yes, when
Yes.
when
I don't know.
talking about that.
Whenever,
Yeah.
On a
check
spot.
out. No. Check out our. We're always looking for good pop-up spots. So,
Well, that's good for people of
Check out our
Fulham that have,
website.
spaces that they want to.
Please.
Yeah. Well, I know you were always looking for, spaces, and you always.
Yeah. I mean, the pop-ups are fun. It's like a separate kind of thing that we do. We come together and do it. Stefania and I do. She's called All of the Above is her thing, and. So when we come together, we just kind of pop up together, and we have different styles, so it's kind of fun. You get a little bit of everything because whenever I go shopping to find these pieces to put in, it's sort of a little bit of my style, because I think when people are coming to you they gravitate like, oh, I like what she's wearing. I want
Yes.
her to kind of shop for me, so we have kind of different styles. So that's what makes it fun.
And I like the experience that you're actually getting to all of your pop-ups. Like it's actually fun. You've got the big mirror there,
Yeah.
and you're just like the accessories.
And people are like, I don't want to draw, and I don't want to buy anything. I was like, I don't care. Just try this blazer on. I want to see how cute it is on you. Like it's
How
fun.
many people, when you're saying that, are actually ending up buying it?
A few people, yeah. Like
it's
that
good-
happened recently. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't want it." It's like, just put it on, and then she bought it, and she's like, "I've been wearing it, definitely."
Right. Should we do the on-the-spot question,
Oh,
Melinda?
wait, I thought we've been doing on the spot questions.
We've been grilling you here. And we did keep
I'm
a
not a
secret.
designer, I don't
Got
know.
a secret. Yes, so we had the secret there with Melinda. But yes, do you want to start or?
Sure. What
She didn't think twice.
No,
I know she's like, yeah.
I know,
Yes.
had one in mind. What is the piece that you've most loved or the most treasured piece or the most amazing
coach is holding
It doesn't have
that.
to be a label because I hate to say labels because I'm not
Yes.
really kind of a label person, but yeah, what has been your most kind of, beautiful gem that
Oh,
you've
well,
discovered?
this is
Apart from your
apart from the
Escada
baby.
jacket. Yeah.
You're not allowed that.
That's like asking to choose my children, which one? I only have one now, so I would only pick for her. I did find when I was in a charity shop very close to here, I'm not going to say where exactly, I did find a Blase Milano blazer.
Do you know what? When she's saying names, I genuinely don't know.
Well, to be honest, I did not know this designer as well, but I just loved the cut of it, and it felt so luxurious and beautiful. So then I was like on my phone, like what, and then I just bought it, and then I went later, and I was like, and I Googled it, and like these blazers are like $1,000,
Wow.
and this blazer was cut. It was too small for me, which was so sad, but it was just cut beautifully, and it was in the men's section.
Oh, that's a
okay.
good tip, guys, for today. Shop in a men's section.
It was in the men's section, so they just
How
thought
did
it was
he?
in-
Because it was a blazer, they just went.
It was
Yeah.
a blazer.
Yeah.
They just put it in there. I mean,
It all comes to the manager of the charity shop.
they're so
So
busy and they're
busy.
so
Yeah,
understaffed
of
because I
course,
mean they
of
have
course.
one. Most of them have one manager, one assistant manager, and then the rest is volunteers. And sometimes you get these volunteers for like 2 hours a day. So like it's just they're so understaffed. So I completely get it.
Yeah.
But like, yay for me.
Yeah, I think we need more youngsters to be volunteering in these shops. It gives them experience and
We
looks good in a
did.
CV.
It was the Duke of Edinburgh. A lot of the kids came in to do their Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that you can do
Yeah.
it in shops.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
that's
lot of them
amazing.
Came in and did it. So.
Right, and now my question.
Okay.
So, Melinda was quite good.
know.
But I wanted to ask you this from the beginning. So, talk us through an experience you've had with a client
Okay.
that you felt like your hair is going to be pulled out and you felt like, I'm not doing this anymore for anyone.
I used to do like closet editing as well, like helping people like clear out their
Declutter?
stuff and declutter.
Oh, wow.
I'm not cut out for
Okay.
it because
Okay. What did you
and
find?
I am not doing that anymore.
I
yeah.
found
At all.
the plumber.
I mean, like it's just no. You know what it is? You become the therapist. Like, do you want to keep? I don't. I used to wear, and I don't know, and it becomes overwhelming. If people have all
I
of
can
this
see
stuff,
that,
Like,
actually.
oh, I'm attached, and I'm like the opposite. I'm like,
Yes,
I've
and you're
had this
holding
in
on
my
that
house,
jacket.
It's gone. Like
Get
I'll get
rich.
another one. Like
Yeah.
I don't keep stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
So it was
But
really
the
hard for
jacket.
me. But this is the only one. It was really hard for me to like just really help this person like edit because it was frustrating because I was just like, just get rid of it. You have 10 white shirts button down shirts right there. Like you don't need another one. Just get rid. But like people are so attached to that. Oh, I wore this 25 years ago when I was 16 or so it's
Have
just
associations or
Yeah, and
memories.
I
I think
get
it's the
that.
memories more
and I
than...
get I get that kind of because I'm not like that, so it was hard for me. But like, yeah, I just will never. So no, I'll shop for you, but I'm not coming in and editing your closet. I love you, but I'm not doing that.
I love you, but that's the line.
That's where I draw the line.
Aw.
Right. Well, we, I think it's been an amazing conversation, and we could have gone on and on and on and
Yes.
talk, we could tickle
Next time.
Next time when you bring Stefano
Yeah,
in.
bringing her. Yep. absolutely.
Until then, thank you so much for coming, and I think it was so much fun, and
Yeah,
also so
of
many
course.
secrets came
Oh,
out.
yes.
This episode
Juicy.
is going to be well over Halloween, but still spooky. No,
It was great.
it
Thank
was
you so
great.
much,
Thank you.
Rain.
Thank you
for
guys.
coming in.
Thank you.
And before we finish, we must say a huge thank you to our sponsor, Archie Pango, and also to the lovely team here at Voxpod
Thank you.
Studios
Thank you.
here in Parsons Green. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Rain.
much for coming.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.